All right, that should do it. Oh, I added like 10% more brightness and like increased the vibrancy of the camera slightly. Hopefully that did the trick. Okay. So I'm going to start off in the usual fashion by talking about a quote that really resonates with me. Waiting for a few people to join. And then we'll get started. So, mindfulness meditation, why do we do it? Well, there's a lot of different reasons. A lot of different benefits it brings to your life that it would really take probably a whole day to explain it all. And even if I were capable of doing that, some of them really just have to be lived. Right? I can describe to you the flavor of the best pizza, but it's not going to be the same as tasting the best pizza yourself. And so it's similar with mindfulness. Descriptions are going to fall short. They really have to be lived and experienced to be understood, a lot of these ideas and concepts. But I would say broadly, meditation in its traditional sense, the core fundamental practices of mindfulness meditation train 3 different aspects of mind. They train awareness, meta-awareness, and executive control. Awareness is like your focus. Being able to focus your mind, your like mind's spotlight onto something and stay on that thing. You'll notice actually in real life that's quite hard to do. You try to focus on something and your mind wanders off elsewhere. That's the brains that we have today. The untrained mind is very unfocused. And in fact, I challenge you to meditate and focus on your breath in this upcoming meditation and count all the way to 60 without having your focus drift off. I bet you won't even make 10 seconds. It's really hard. I can hardly do 20 seconds, right, after training for years. So our minds don't really have this aspect of focus that meditation can help train. Then there's meta-awareness. Meta-awareness is you noticing when you've lost your focus, when you noticing details of things around you, right? This is like reading the room, right? Like being aware of things. And then the last one is executive control, and that's your ability to redirect your focus and your attention to various things. So the core practices focus on these 3 things. Now there are other practices. There's a practice called metta, loving kindness meditation, and that nurtures loving kindness and compassion for others. Technically, you could use meditation to cultivate a nearly infinite amount of essentially an infinite amount of mental states, because your brain is flexible. It's adaptive. So whatever you attend to with your mind, you strengthen those connections more and more. So if you wanted to, I don't know why you'd want to, but if you wanted to be more of an angry person, you could focus on anger all the time. And I think actually people do that in real life without thinking about it. Or sadness, right? They let themselves get sad, and then they think about more sad things, and they become really, really depressed and think about more sad things. And what they're really doing is reinforcing these neural pathways in their brain around these topics of anger and sadness, or whatever they keep thinking about. So I think the idea behind loving kindness is to reinforce the neural pathways around love and connection and empathy. And same thing with the training of focus and your meta-awareness, is you're reinforcing your ability to catch yourself when you get lost and redirect yourself and become aware of the world around you. Because right now we have these very powerful brains, very powerful bodies, lots of different senses, ears to hear, eyes to see, taste or tongue to taste, nose to smell, fingers and skin to touch, all these different senses. But we're not really paying attention to everything. We don't so much as look at things, so much as overlook at things. That was a quote I read the other day. I'll get to at some point. So that's just like a quick guide. Again, I really invite you to read my introductory post. It's on the schedule page, njb.fyi/schedule. Scroll down to the bottom and you'll see meditation, and just it's basically what I just said now, but much more in detail. And so click on the post in that link, read that thoroughly, and you'll have a really good introduction to mindfulness meditation. So with that, let's begin a quick 30-minute meditation. I want you to take your seat and get yourself into a comfortable, upright position. If you have just a chair, that's fine. I just suggest sitting on the edge of the chair rather than leaning back. Because if you lean back when you're meditating, you will tend to eventually slouch, and that's not really that good for your posture. If you're sitting on the edge with your back straight, if you're not used to it, your back might get a little sore at first, but you'll build the muscles to do that and sit comfortably like that for a long time. And we want to do upright because that'll help us stay alert. If you are really tired and you try to lie down and meditate, you might just fall asleep. And we don't want that. So close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And then I want you to focus on your breath, wherever it feels the strongest to you. When you breathe in, do you feel it mostly in your nose or in your throat? or in your chest, or somewhere else. Wherever that sensation is the most noticeable to you, focus on that. And wherever that sensation is, notice how it feels when you're breathing out and when you're breathing in. The goal here is to keep our attention on this anchor point, which is the breath, wherever you feel it the most. But you'll notice every few seconds your mind will wander and other thoughts will come in to your conscious awareness. Am I doing this right? Should I choose a different spot? Am I allowed to ask questions? Those are just some examples of some of the things you might be thinking. And that's okay. But we want to just pull our attention gently back to the breath. Whenever you notice you're not specifically focusing on the breath. And this is going to happen a lot. Throughout this session, your mind will wander every couple seconds. Maybe just a few seconds go by and you're already thinking about something else. That's okay. Just gently pull it back. And when I'm talking, you can think about what I'm talking as I'm saying it. You can understand the words, and once I'm done, just pull your attention back to your breath. The point is to be anchored in the present, and your breath is the present. My words coming out right now are happening now, in the present. So these are all sources of the present moment. It's just the other things, the thoughts about those things, which aren't in the present. And those we want to notice, we want to accept them. But when we notice we're not focused on our anchor, just gently and lovingly pull your attention back to your breath. And that is how you train your focus. That is how you train executive control. It's focusing on your anchor, noticing that you lost your focus, and then redirecting it back to your breath. As you do that more and more, tens and hundreds and thousands of times, that's the practice you want. And with that practice, you'll be able to stay focused on your breath longer before you get distracted. And you'll notice that you're distracted quicker than before. And you'll be more able to rapidly redirect back to your breath. It's just like learning an instrument. It just takes practice, and that is exactly the practice. Focusing, noticing you're distracted, pulling your attention back. So I'm going to stay silent for a little bit and let you practice that. Just focus on the breath. notice that your mind has wandered, that's perfectly okay. That's exactly what we're doing. Just gently pull it back. Pull your attention back to your breath. If part of your body feels a bit sore, you do adjust your position. Go ahead and do so. Don't feel like you have to be perfectly, rigidly in place. Be comfortable, move around, find what works for you. If your attention has wandered, just pull it gently back to the breath. take a moment to shift to another exercise here, a different technique, but also very valuable. Instead of focusing on your breath, I want you to do a body scan. Start by putting your attention on the top of your head. The very top of your skull. And feel any sensations you can feel there. And then slowly move down to a few inches. Now the whole top of your head. What does it feel like? Your ears, the part where it connects to your head, and the part sticking out. Can you feel the difference? Even a little bit in your inside, in the inside of your ear. What about your jaw? Your teeth? Top row, bottom row, your tongue, the roof of your mouth, the muscles in your face, your nose, your eyes, your eyelids, your eyebrows, your cheeks, go along every single facet of your body, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Back of your head, back of your neck, your trapezius, your scapula, take your time with this. You have a lot of body. There's a lot to feel here. Really try to feel every square centimeter. You can try feeling your arms both at the same time, the same point on opposite sides, or you can do one at a time. Whatever you want. If your mind has wandered at any moment, that's all right. Just pull it back to where you left off, scanning your body. And as you go down your body, maybe you already finished, but if you're still working your way down, don't forget the back. Right, you're going down your chest to your abs, to your stomach. Well, you have a back too. Upper back, mid back, lower back, down to your hips. All sides of them. Where your leg meets your hips. Your thigh, your quadricep, your knee, the back of your knee, your shin, your calves, ankle, heel, top of your foot. Feel into each toe, big one to the small one. Then the bottoms of your feet. And then the last 5 minutes of the session, go back to your breath. As I explained briefly, a little bit about the body scan and why we do it. It helps to be connected with one's body, because our bodies tell us so much information. And most of the time, we're not really listening. We're not really paying attention. But if we learn to listen, if we learn to pay attention, this gives us tremendous power. This gives us the only free will we really have. get to that a little later. But for now, let's return to the breath. And one thing you can do is you can count your in-breath and your out-breath. That's one. In-breath, out-breath. That's two. And you can count your breaths and see how high you get before you notice your mind has wandered. In the last few minutes of this practice, I want you to think of 3 things that you're grateful for and why. I am grateful for because when you finish with that, just return to the breath for the last few seconds. You can move your arms and your legs, wiggle your fingers and toes. And gently open your eyes. Hey, Micah. I'm grateful for meeting you too. It totally makes this whole thing worth it. It's people like you who make it so I actually want to keep doing this, because it's pretty sad when you get on, there's no one on, no one's watching, you're just speaking into the darkness. So I really appreciate you coming around, participating, and being my friend. As for the cat paintings, I'll have to have my cousin or my nephew send me some. I think he would love that. And yeah, I have a note to go meet up with him. Thanks for your reminder. Oh, I'm going to reposition myself here. So I think tomorrow, I more or less have a schedule down now. So you can refer to my schedule at njb.fyi/schedule. I'm more or less going to stick to that. I just think that all the afternoon ones, I'm going to cancel. All the evening ones that I had originally planned for 6 to 7 and 7 to 8. Basically, it seems like the best times are basically all afternoon is streaming time for me. And maybe a little bit in the morning, like I started around 11:30 this morning. But nighttime is often when I go see my dad, see how he's doing. The honor is mine, seriously. That there is anyone out there who would take even a moment of their time to listen to me, to connect with me, I'm deeply grateful for that. So thank you. That's when we hit the clubs. Someday, hopefully he gets back on his feet again, and he can actually do that. But yeah, so I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks for coming by. I don't know if you're still around, but thanks for stopping by as well. And I'm going to feed the cats and probably head over to see my dad. So hope you enjoyed the pizza making and all the other stuff today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow or whenever. So catch you later.